Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, Steve Chase with the Globe and Mail. We have a story today in the paper about India's efforts to meddle in the last Conservative leadership race. Now, your predecessor had asked Pierre Poilievre to get a security clearance so he could obtain briefings about threats. You, of course, have obtained a security clearance. You've been briefed. And that brings me to my question. Just before the election, you removed a 3-term Liberal candidate from the riding of Nepean, Chandra Arya. That's a very serious decision and a very drastic decision. You've been briefed. Can you tell us why this was necessary, and did it have something to do with his close relations with the Modi government in India?
Thank you for your question, Steve. Let me say a few things. The first is that I find it beyond baffling. I find it downright irresponsible that the leader of the opposition, day after day, month after month, year after year, refuses to obtain his security clearance. As a normal course in peacetime, when times were tranquil, that's unacceptable then. But at this point in our history, when we face the greatest threats that we faced in generations, in most of our lifetimes, he has to answer for that. And he particularly has to answer for that, given the reporting that I understand you did, you and your colleagues did today, and the lack of integrity in the Conservative leadership race. Now, I will observe that in the Liberal leadership race, every effort was made to protect the integrity of that race, including, I'll be frank, quite an onerous technical system for voting to verify identity, location, so that that was held up. And some people couldn't vote because of that. We decided to take that risk because we wanted the highest integrity for that race. As part of that process, of course, there were reviews of candidates and suitability, myself included, appropriately. Certain information came to light. I'm not privy to the exact information. It's a separate process. Certain candidates were disqualified from that race. That information was relevant to the decision of what is a separate body within the Liberal Party. It was called a Green Light Committee that made the decision to disqualify Mr. Arya. I can assure you that information that we have, I'm saying broadly as a party, not me personally, because I don't have this specific information, is shared with the relevant authorities. We take this incredibly serious. Steve, I want to make one other point, if I may, and I'll hand back. One of the acts that I took as Prime Minister in the 9 days between being sworn in and asking the Governor General to dissolve Parliament and call this election was to strengthen the critical election incident protocol. It's a protocol that had been put in place a few years ago, but various measures to strengthen that, and also to encourage greater transparency from that group during the election campaign, so that if issues arise during the election campaign, in their independent judgment, that they will share with all Canadians and ensure that Canadians have the confidence, which I have at this point, the full confidence in the integrity of the federal election process. I'll hand back.